What's up, everyone? I'm Nick Mardi, and this is Popcorn Talk. I talk movies, and today we have a Russian badass in here. He's a producer, director, and actor of his newest release in the U.S., Black Rose. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's I Talk Movies.
What's up, everyone? I'm Nick Mardi, and this is Popcorn Talk. I talk movies, and we're welcomed by an author, 3 times amateur Mr. Universe, author again, a little bit of everything, but also he does a lot in each of those different categories. Mr. Alexander Nevsky, give it up. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for inviting me, Nick.
Thank you. This guy is the most intimidating guy I've ever had in the studio.
Come on, you're a big guy yourself.
I'd like to think I'm a big guy. Until someone bigger comes across me, then all of a sudden I whimper away. So, first of all, I want to talk about your new film that's going to be released. And tomorrow in theaters, Black Rose, and then May 2nd on DVD and VOD, Black Rose.
Exactly, but first let me ask you, where's the popcorn? It's a popcorn
talk.
There
is popcorn talk over there.
Where's the popcorn? No?
Now I need to be like, secondly, I need to ask you.
Okay, but yes, if we talk about Black Rose, I directed it, produced it, acted in it. Tomorrow it will be in selected theaters here in LA and in New York, and next week it will be on all the platforms like VOD, DVD, everything. Sorry, I forgot to bring you DVD. I'm sorry. I already have them, they already printed them.
Yeah.
After that, it will be at Redbox. After that, it will be at Netflix. And it's just a plain fun in my broken English language. It's just plain fun to do publicity for a film.
It makes sense. It's right to the point.
Exactly, especially in that show. You have like a great studio. You're always in a good spirit. I watched a couple of shows.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, so it's very good to be here.
Thank you. So, if you don't know, you directed it, produced it, starred in it, and I saw explosions. I saw action. This is an all-time action film, so you're gonna get exactly what you want.
Exactly, and I will tell your audience that it was my first question. So, Nick, did you see the film? And Nick was honest and said, "You know what, Alexander? I watched the trailer. Trailer is perfect. It's so good." Yeah, there's a lot of good things in the trailer. But when I created that story, I bought Russian cop who has to join LAPD for 1 month to help them to find the killer in West Hollywood, because there's like a killing going on, Russian girls getting killed, and that's the reason for LAPD to invite Russian. And actually, Nick, let me tell you that only lazy person didn't tell me that I found perfect timing to release a film about cooperation between Russians and Americans right now.
That is a good time.
It's just a perfect timing. And now
it's trending.
They're talking about like the next Cold War. They're talking about like Russian bad guys. And here's me with my film about friendship. Right here on Popcorn Talk. You're
mending both countries with a film about explosions. You're taking down bad guys together.
Exactly. And if we talk seriously for the second, I think that we shouldn't have another Cold War. We shouldn't have it here in the States. We shouldn't have it in Russia. So when I'm in Russia, I'm against anti-American stereotypes. When I'm here, I'm against freaking anti-Russian stereotypes, because it's again in every other Hollywood movie. Again, there's like bad Russians,
always
Equalizers, bad Russians, November Man, Pierce Brosnan with a gun, bad Russians, Taken 3, Liam Neeson killing, bad Russians.
It's every time.
Every time, and even my favorite TV show, Ray Donovan. I just watched. I catched up on the 4th season. Guess what? He was killing bad Russians over there. So no.
I was gonna bring up Captain Ivan Drago from Rocky. That's the most iconic, I think, Russian bad guy.
He killed Carl Weathers, I mean, it played well for Dolph Lundgren for his career, but and he's not Russian. He's from
played one.
Yeah, exactly. He's from Sweden, I think. But my point is, in Black Rose, really, there's Russian and American working together and fighting against evil, not against each other. And we can make fun about that, whatever. But I think it's important to make movies like that in Russia and in America, because it's 21st century, for God's sake.
It's a step forward. It's a step forward. Instead of, like you're saying, every single show is a stereotype, every single show goes the same way. But instead, you're changing the game. And it was, speaking about it, because it already was released in Russia.
It was.
So how did the Russians take it? Or the Russian audience? Did they enjoyed how there was friendship?
Enjoyed it. Yes, they enjoyed it. And one journalist even called me like a bridge between Russia and Hollywood. Because again, people over there, I mean, watching all that Hollywood films, they're also ready to start to produce anti-American movies.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to stop it over there. I spoke to a lot of my friends who producing movies. I told them we shouldn't do that. We should do different things. You know, so they love the film. Film was released there a couple of years ago. And it was also released on television and on DVD everywhere. After that, we made most of the international deals for the film. And now Black Rose is in America. Again, it's perfect timing. Yeah, and it was funny because I did an interview, I think, a couple of days ago for Forbes magazine.
Okay, wow.
And Forbes magazine asked me, like, so what do you think if President Trump will watch your film about friendship? What he would say? And I said, I'm sure he would love it. He would love good action film, right? I just hope so.
The guy's all about action, I think.
Exactly.
This movie exactly displays it. If he would definitely enjoy it.
Yes, and also I think that, I mean, we're artists, we're not politicians, but exactly as I think Bridget Nielsen said in Rocky IV, right?
Yeah,
Remember, after they killed Carl Weathers, that's what she said, even though she also played Russian in the film. But seriously, I think we should be more for friendship, not for like some stereotypical
I think
of things.
everyone agrees. I think everyone really does agree. It's just, you know, the higher-ups don't really want that to happen for their own gain, unfortunately.
Exactly. And if I talk about Black Rose again, I directed it, I produced it, I acted in it. And as a director, it was my directorial debut, Nick.
Okay.
Right? But I was smart enough. I surrounded myself with very good people because we had a great cast. We had amazing, beautiful Kristana Loken from Terminator 3. We had Robert Davi, great guy, great actor. We had Adrian Paul, who did Highlander and all that other stuff. We had Matthias Hughes. He's like he's kind of like an action icon. Let me put it that way. See, I just promised to Nick that if I forget English language for a second, you know, we just can
Say it in
switch.
the Russian too, and let me play the guessing game. Because I would have got that. After you did this.
Нет, мы продолжаем передачу, продолжаем ее на русском. What I said,
Action movie stuff.
So we'll continue in Russian, so you'll just enjoy it. So my point is, I surrounded myself with great people, and that's, I think, why Black Rose worked. And also I had like executive producers. One of them was Sheldon Lettich, who directed Double Impact, action classic with Van Damme. He wrote Rambo 3 for Sylvester Stallone. Another one was Brian Gorse, also established director. He was my executive producer. So they all helped me, and I think that's why movie worked. So
you got an all-star cast and crew together for this. And I mean, this was your project from the birth, right?
From the birth.
So
I created a story.
Like you said, investors, you have to, you know, write it. Investors, pitch it, everything about it.
Exactly. I didn't write it. Great American writers wrote it. Brent Huff and George Sanders, established writers, established Hollywood writers. But it was my idea again. And I was working hard with them, so we don't have any stereotypical things about Russia or Russians in the movie. I didn't drink any vodka in the film.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I don't drink in real life at
I
all.
like how you say that because you
Exactly.
would think that, there would be some vodka because you would
Every Hollywood movie, right? There's bad Russian with a big bottle of vodka.
And slams it down.
Exactly. We didn't have anything like that. And I think that movie, you know, also what I did with the movie, I kind of mixed genres. And you know, even established directors, they're kind of afraid to do that because you should know what genre you're working with, whatever.
It's always like, what is going to make the money every time?
Exactly. But I mixed it all. So we have an action, we have a mystery thriller, we have even some horror elements. And it was funny because there's really like gruesome scenes of killing because there's like a serial killer is there. And it was funny because one guy from one popular horror website, he gave a review. He said, let me assume you, that's not a horror movie. That was his first line. But something in that movie is for horror fans. There's also some comedy because, I mean, my guy, he's like fish out of water.
Yeah.
So he's kind of something between Dirty Harry because he has like a big gun. He has his own rules. He doesn't care. He just, if he sees a bad guy, he just shoot him in the head or whatever.
My favorite line from the whole thing was, I even have it down from the trailer that I saw. It was, is that how you do business in Russia? And you said, no, that's how I do business.
Exactly.
That's so tough. Like, that was a mic drop right there.
Thank you. But also he's kind of like Crocodile Dundee in a way because he never been in America. He's full of stereotypes. He's just washing around like, you know, Hollywood, all that Hollywood Boulevard stuff and everything. And I think in the film, we showed Moscow like a real Moscow because we shot Moscow in Moscow. In Hollywood movies, they shot it in Toronto, Budapest, Bulgaria, whatever, but we shot it really in Moscow. And same thing with Los Angeles. We shot it in LA. And director of photography, great guy, Rudy Harbon. He's French, but maybe you remember one of his films, 3,000 Miles to Graceland, with
of course,
Kevin Costner and Kurt Russell. And Las Vegas actually was kind of like one of the heroes of the film. He did exactly the same with Black Rose. So there's like Moscow, one of the heroes, LA, one of the heroes, and it's both great cities, but he showed them like in different lights. So see, again, I had a great team on Black Rose.
Yeah, so how was it kind of making sure everyone was on board, you know, getting all these great stars on your film, getting a great DP like you're saying? Was it just a hustle, convincing? Because was it just a red and I'm on board kind of thing?
I mean, it's not like that, but it wasn't first movie I was producing. It was first I was directing, but it was my like fifth, which I was producing. So I knew how to produce a film. Hustle was to also direct it because I mean, don't get me wrong, it was still huge fun and joy and everything, but I didn't have much time to work out. I didn't have much time to sleep or eat. It was all about the film, you know. And actually, right now it's so funny to talk about that because again, it happened like a couple of years ago, and suddenly it's all over again. You know, a movie will be released.
True.
I'm talking to you, talking to other journalists and everything. It's fun, but as a director, you have to be first on set, and I mean, and last over there also as a star or even as a producer. Yes, you have to make sure everything is good. But you're having more fun.
Yeah.
With directing, you know, now I have much more respect to directors. And I think I mentioned already, my newest film was directed by Andrzej Bartkowiak, who directed Doom and Roma Must Die and Cradle to the Grave.
Big ones, yeah.
Yeah, and he's an unbelievable guy, you know, and I'm trying to support him all the way because now I understand how important it is to support your director.
Yeah.
And on Black Rose, it was actually easy because I was supporting myself. As a producer and star, myself, I supported the director, which was also me.
So it's kind of like you really got to learn. You really got to learn.
Exactly.
And now you get to apply it, so you're helping other people. You're like, yo, I understand what it takes to direct this film, and you want it to be perfect. So you're making sure that they are on top of everything. You want to arrive? Let me escort you to the set. How many days did it take though? To film? How many days?
I think we shot for a month and a half.
Okay.
Like, about 6 weeks, something like that. And you're absolutely right what you're saying. But also I think for your audience, right?
Yeah.
For the guys over there who love movies, who they want to be in movies as directors or producers or actors, the most important thing for them, if me, big, you know, ex-bodybuilder with broken English language, made it, you know, they could do it too. They just shouldn't wait for anyone to give them the chance. Because, you know, in LA, I'm going back and forth, but I moved to LA in 1999. Okay. I learned English at the UCLA extension. Still have some problems with that, but it's a different story. I learned acting at the Strasbourg Theater Institute. Yeah. It was also an interesting experience because actually, you know, I have different education because I graduated from Moscow State University of Management in the 90s, which helped a lot with producing, but not with acting. Yeah. But my point is, I saw so many people in LA, I'm sure you too, so many talented people. And they just waiting. They're just waiting for the chance, waiting for the agent to call them or someone to give them money or give them some project, whatever. They're just waiting. You should stop waiting. Just go and do it and just get it. You know, that's my point. And in Russia, you know, I became famous many years ago. In 1993, I don't know if you were born in 1993.
91.
Yeah, see, and
just
I was
in time.
exactly. And I was 20 years old, but I became very famous as a bodybuilder, and I promoted healthy lifestyle long before I started to do movies. But I always tried to inspire people, and I was very skinny when I started, very skinny. So I always showed that picture and told them like, hey, see. That's me, and I look like that now. So if I achieve that, you can achieve that. And later, when I started to produce films and act in films, it was the same message. Yeah. If I can live my dream, you can do it too. Just don't wait for anyone to give it to you.
And now when you say don't wait and go get it, so what are your thoughts on social media right now? Because you can create YouTube and you can create on many other different platforms. So what are your thoughts on YouTube and platforms as opposed, you know, somebody says, I want to be in movies, I want to be on TV. What's your opinion on, you know, social media and online presence?
First of all, I think it's not easy to cross over still from social media to like other types of media, but it's possible. And we have more and more examples like that. Big agencies, they sign like YouTube stars, Twitter stars, Facebook stars. They sign them, they put them into the films or give them like book deals or whatever. I think it's great. It's just, of course, for me, I was the last one in Russia who joined Twitter. I was the last one who even went to Facebook. I was the last one who started Instagram and everything. It's just, I mean, I'm kind of old school. It's also like my character saying in the Black Rose. He's old school and I'm old school. But I think it's amazing. It's amazing all that opportunities you have right now with social media. And it's much easier now to contact to each other, ask questions and get advices and everything. I think your show is a great example what you can do on YouTube, you know, entertain people, but also I think give them the message, because if you're doing it somewhere else, you know, somebody else can start it too.
It's true.
Exactly. And he shouldn't wait like for big studio, give him like production or whatever. You can do it with your freaking phone. You know?
I agree. I think it's all about the hustle and how hard you go after it. If you really want it, you'll make it happen. I truly believe. I completely believe that.
Always. Me too.
And so what would your, you know, so for instance, you're going to make Black Rose 2. Who would you want to cast in it as a co-star?
That's no questions about that. It's Kristana Loken. And I'm a huge fan of hers since Terminator 3. She's unbelievable. And now we're very good friends. And actually last week, we started to talk first time about the sequel.
Okay.
About the sequel because she was amazed by all the reviews and everything. Before we started the show, I told you that I'll tell it to your audience again. This is because I was so happy. We got so many great reviews, and it was just unbelievable. And people loved the movie. Even that horror website critic, he still loved it. We didn't have much horror, but he loved it. Whatever. You know, it was like 15 or 20 great reviews.
Yeah.
And yesterday, finally, a review from Village Voice was published. And it's kind of like well-known New York magazine and everything. And they wrote like, well, first of all, movie is terrible. And second of all, Alexander Nevsky acting as wooden as Arnold Schwarzenegger's acting in his prime. You know what? I was so freaking happy. I called my mom. I said, Mom, they finally compared me to Arnold. You know, they gave review to Arnold movies, and now they compared me to him. Of course, I didn't translate whole review to her. You know, I didn't do that.
Yeah.
But, you know, talking seriously, I mean, there's always a couple of bad reviews, whatever. But how people react on the film. And it's really like old-fashioned action film.
Yeah.
Right? And it's just... we seriously, like last week, we spoke first time about the sequel. It should be her. It should be Kristana Loken, because she's amazing actress and great action star. She can act very well and just
and shoot a couple guns.
Oh yeah, she can shoot a gun.
So I'm really excited to see where that goes actually, and then for the sequel. And now for, like you said, you know, you got famous in '93 for bodybuilding. So for everyone watching who is a fan, maybe they're watching in Russia right now, they're big fans of Mr. Nevsky. So take us to your first bodybuilding competition. Walk us through that. What was training like? Because, you know, it's your first competition, you're preparing for it. You don't know what to expect. What are the nerves like for this first competition? How did you place?
I'll tell you about my first biggest competition. It was Mr. Universe, and it was in 2010. Because I didn't compete in that kind of competitions in the 90s, because I got famous very fast. I started my own TV show. I was big already, but you know, I was writing books and everything, was getting education. In 2010, I went to Mr. Universe first time. And it was unbelievable. It was like dream come true for me to be on stage with like best European bodybuilders. And it's just, of course I was nervous, but I was already doing movies. And they knew very well who I was, not only in Russia, but in Europe too. Yeah, so they cheered for me and everything. And I wasn't ripped as guys close to me, because I did a lot of other stuff, and they just did bodybuilding. And I was already like actor and producer. But, you know, I think my charisma, you know, and my muscles, I always was big, you know, so that wasn't a problem for me. Yeah, I think it helped me a lot, but also, again, I was so happy. And you can see when person's enjoying it. Actually, in that Village Voice bad review, which I mentioned already, you know what they wrote? They wrote, the one thing is clear. The dude who directed it had a lot of fun. And so
that says a lot already. That means that movie is excellent. Then.
And you should have fun with everything you're doing, because I think your show is great because you, first of all, you and your colleagues, you're having fun when you're doing that, right?
Yes, we definitely are, yeah.
Exactly. When I was doing bodybuilding, it was huge fun. For me still, to go to the gym, it's best time of the day. I'll go.
And you go to the best gym, you were saying, the most iconic gym.
Every weekend I'm in Gold Gym Venice, yes.
That's iconic. You know, every bodybuilder out there knows exactly what we're talking about.
I'm sure. So you just... and I still promote bodybuilding because if I talk about natural bodybuilding, anti-steroids bodybuilding, right? I think it's the best thing you can do with your body. You told me you're doing rugby, but I'm sure you're doing some weights.
Oh, every day, yeah.
Exactly.
Every day, yeah.
I can see that. And that makes you stronger. You believe in yourself better. And it doesn't mean what you're doing. If you're TV star or YouTube star or movie star or doctor or whatever,
yeah.
If you're strong and believe in yourself, there's more chances for you to achieve your dream.
I feel like when you're lifting whatever weight it is, you always feel better.
Oh, yeah.
And especially when you lift in the morning, you feel good for the rest of the day. And you feel like you can take the whole world.
Exactly, especially me because I like to train in the evening. But
oh, really?
but sometimes I go in the morning.
But evening, I'm a little bit too tired.
For me, it's different because I have so many things going on during the day. For me, just go in the end of the day to the gym. It's kind of like a meditation. So you train, you just forget about everything.
Vince McMahon from WWE, the CEO, he actually trains at 11 at night. I think it's to calm himself down from everything as well.
And look at him. He was 70 or something. He looks like 20 years younger, full of energy. He created empire. So he's another great example.
He wakes up 5 a.m. and I think he works at 11. Obviously, they're on to something that I need to catch up on. And now I want to know about, you say, clean training. So sometimes we look at some idols and stuff like that we found that maybe they've been taking some enhancement drugs. So obviously, you're saying you're all about the clean lifestyle. So tell us, somebody who's trying to get bigger and is maybe on the verge of trying new things that are like, this is a quick shortcut. How could you steer them the other way?
Of course, it's a decision of everyone. When I started to promote bodybuilding in Russia in the 90s, steroids were legal. You could have buy them in every gym. So I worked very hard on TV and radio. We didn't have internet at the time, right? But I worked very hard against that. And at the end of the day, our government banned all the drugs. So you cannot buy it anymore, and it's all banned. Here, it's illegal for many years, right? But of course, we know that some people who dream, maybe not about bodybuilding career, but about American football or something like that, they still consider that. And again, it's their decision, right? We're not teaching anyone what to do. It's just, like 30 years ago, when original bodybuilders tried it, they didn't know about all the side effects, right?
Yeah.
Now everyone knows that you can take it, right? And you can die.
Yeah.
Everyone knows
a lot of side effects.
And unfortunately, a lot of professional bodybuilding stars died. A lot of them. And it's an open information. So, I mean, it's their choice. But I think you should build your body. You shouldn't kill your body, right? And it's just, you should be smart about everything you're doing. Right, so I'm completely against drugs, not only because it's illegal and bad, but because it's really dangerous. Right? It's what making bodybuilding look bad, And I love bodybuilding. And again, I definitely think that the natural bodybuilding is the best thing you can do because it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter if you do have money for going to the gym or not. You can do it. You can do some push-ups. You can do dumbbells. You can run. You can do whatever is comfortable for you. And it's all like physical culture, or as I call it, bodybuilding. So I'm against drugs completely, and I just hope that your audience, they're smart guys, They're smart guys. They like your show.
I know you have a bunch of people of your fans tuning in right now, so
hopefully
you're speaking to those guys too.
We should switch into Russian. We should switch into Russian again.
If you want to reach out to those guys, might be my guest.
Thank you.
So, real quick to kind of wrap it up, I want to know inspiration behind Black Rose, because this is coming out tomorrow when people go see it in theaters and pick it up VOD, DVD, May 2nd. What was the inspiration for you?
I created it for myself, and I really knew from the beginning that I wanted to direct it. And I knew that I have to give that chance to myself by myself. But again, I surrounded myself with a great team. So Black Rose is like a baby to me. But I just hope that American audience will like it. And people who like action movies, they will have some action in the film.
Yeah.
People who like horror movies will have some horror. People who like comedy, they have some comedy situations into that. But I also hope that they will get my message. That Russians and Americans can work together, can fight together against the evil, not against each other. So that was also a big thing for me. So I just hope, tomorrow some of you guys will watch it in theaters. Next week, some of the audience, will catch it on DVD, VOD, whatever. I just hope you will watch it, not only
now
the trailer.
Now I'm ready to go see it. But as
Exactly.
we didn't mention, when you're saying mend real quick, you're saying mending, U.S. and Russia. You are a representative of Russia for the Hollywood Foreign Press.
I vote for the Golden Globe since 2003, yes.
So you're bringing, off screen as well, you're bringing the U.S. and Russia together as well.
And it's a huge honor. It's a huge honor, to meet with all the great stars, all the great directors, all the great producers, and vote for the Golden Globe, which is basically kind of like an Oscar for me, even better actually, but I'm subjective. So again, I just hope that your audience will get the message. If I live my dream, if you live your dream, everyone can do it. They just shouldn't wait. They should just go and grab it.
And especially for them to be action star and be around explosions.
Exactly.
Watch this guy. He's done it. And bodybuilding. But thank you so much. And don't forget Black Rose tomorrow in theaters. Select theaters April 28th. And then on DVD, VOD May 2nd. And as well after that, then it's going to be shooting all over the place. Redbox, Netflix, everywhere.
Exactly.
So thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you to my guest, Alexander Nevsky, the biggest guy in the studio thus far. Thanks for watching. This was Popcorn Talk, iTalk Movies. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.